iCarly is a hilarious show, but you know what's even funnier than what we see on screen? Everything we don't see. Bloopers can be amazing, and the ones from iCarly are no different. Just try to keep a straight face while watching these. The cast of the show has always seemed like very funny individuals, and these bloopers prove it. But who do you think cracked the most while filming the show? Was it Jennette McCurdy, Nathan Kress, or is it Jerry Trainor? Let's get started.
You started a fire at the fire department?
Well, yeah.
We don't know how the cast kept it together through a lot of the show's most hilarious moments, and it's clear how much fun they all had filming the show. Just look at this scene where Jerry Trainor comes in dressed as a mom to one of the stars. Jerry always seems like a larger-than-life presence, but the way he storms in, it's impossible for the rest of the stars not to break. It's capped off by an extremely funny outburst directed at Freddie, which we think ties it all together. This one is one of our favorites.
In here, Mrs. Benson.
I'm not your mother. I'm her mother.
iCarly often called for some wacky props, so it's only reasonable to think that sometimes things got out of hand. This blooper sees Jerry trying to open a safe in the living room with a blowtorch, and let's just say things don't go as planned. What makes it even funnier is Jerry yelling,
Let's really try and impress the big cheese on this take.
with this take, only to blow it shortly after because of his limited vision. It's okay, Jerry. If we were wearing those goggles, we wouldn't be able to see either. Have you ever tried to talk with a mouth full of food? We have to say it's not easy. It's even harder when you have to act along with it. Kudos to Jennette McCurdy and Nathan Kress for trying their best to keep it going, but it proves to be too much for them to handle. This scene calls for Jennette's Sam to talk with food in her mouth, but whoever wrote that in the script probably didn't appreciate how hard that was to do in execution.
What do they put in this lasagna to make it soft?
And Nathan's little quip afterwards is just icing on the cake. If there's any star that seems like the king of bloopers, it's Jerry Trainor. Jerry just brings such an infectious and fun energy, and you can tell he's super passionate about his work. He seems very much like the character he plays. The next scene has Jerry pretending to go off on Miranda and screaming about his current working conditions.
It's just Diva. She's on my back. Can I kick something? Can we get a PA I can kick?
The absolute best part about this is the crew member standing next to Jerry basically ignoring everything Jerry's yelling about, which tells us this isn't the first time Jerry has caused a scene like this. Sometimes laughter is infectious and can't be stopped. Just look at this scene where Jerry's Spencer is wheeled to the table next to Sam. You could tell everyone involved is having trouble keeping a straight face, and it wasn't long before the floodgates broke, almost literally in this case. Jennette sees Jerry start to laugh and immediately does a spit take. This of course causes everyone else to laugh too. We just feel sorry for whatever PA's job it was to clean up the mess afterwards. We think after this blooper, you won't be able to get the phrase, "How did this happen?" out of your head, so good luck. The cast of iCarly grew to be great friends while filming, and it shows in bloopers like this when Miranda, Nathan, and Jennette laugh about the way Miranda said a certain phrase. It's just nice to see Miranda is just as able to laugh at herself as her friends are at her. That's the sign of a truly special cast, and we gotta say, Nathan's impression is spot on.
Crazy. How did it happen?
One of iCarly's standout characters is Gibby, played by Noah Monk. And although he doesn't seem to have as many bloopers as the rest of the cast, Noah still looks like he had a blast on set. This next blooper isn't a long one, but it does highlight the Gibby character in the best way. As Noah spins in the chair with Miranda next to her, he can't help but giggle as he tries to deliver his signature Gibby flair. Take a look for yourself and you'll see. Did Miranda have any unresolved on-set tension with Jerry? Probably not, because the two seem to have gotten along great, but based on this next blooper, it seems that deep down, Miranda really wanted to smack Jerry. While the two are talking, Miranda's character takes a towel and randomly hits Jerry with it, surprising both of them in the process. Jerry's look to the camera afterwards is the perfect mixture of confused, amused, and maybe even a little scared. We're not even sure how something like this next one even happens, but the only way to describe it is a major wardrobe malfunction. During a scene where Miranda had to reach into her pocket, her hand caught on her dress, and the dress just wouldn't let go.
My hand stuck.
We think the dress just really liked Miranda's ring and wanted to keep it for itself. It was caught so bad that Miranda had to call in someone to help her remove it. Do you think there's a professional unsticker on set who handles things like this? We hope so. In Jerry's defense, it's a catchy song to dance to, but who knew Jerry had such great moves? In the episode where Jerry really amps up his pranks, there's a scene where he dances in victory. But even when the camera stops rolling, Jerry just keeps going and can't be stopped. And we're certainly not complaining. We would watch an entire episode of iCarly just with Jerry dancing his heart out, and we'd still love it. Wouldn't you? Next time we're out partying, we're definitely going the Jerry dance. Okay, be honest. If you had to deliver any of Spencer's lines in the next iCarly blooper, could you possibly keep a straight face? We think his blueberry line is so funny that we could barely keep it together ourselves, so just think how hard it was for him to actually say it.
When a hobo and a blueberry have a child, is that child called a blobo?
And the great thing about this fun blooper is how much the whole cast gets involved. Whether it's messing up a line or not being able to open the weird doors properly, it looks like everyone got involved. Who knew acting needed so much coordination? We thought it was just simply memorizing lines and then saying their lines, but now you're telling us the actors have to be coordinated and catch things thrown at them too? That's too much. Well, maybe not all the time, but it definitely has overwhelmed Jennette in this blooper when her character was supposed to run and catch stuff thrown at her by Freddie. And the real joy is knowing that she not only missed the catch the first time, but at least one more time after that. Hey, whoever said acting was easy? We'd like to see anyone keep a straight face after being flung from a couch while pretending to sleep. So overall, Nathan gets some serious props for even attempting to keep the scene going. But you could just tell this scene broke him both as an actor and as a person. While his character sleeps on the couch, Sam tips the couch over after getting permission from Carly. Nathan falls off, but it looks like that couch might have been heavier than Sam thought because she has trouble pulling it back. The next iCarly blooper doesn't need a full introduction. It speaks for itself, or else tries to, that is. Even the most skilled actors mess up lines every so often. It's usually because someone is speaking too fast or trying to do too much at the same time, and that seems to happen here. But we gotta agree with Miranda. Sometimes there's still a show to do, so it's best to move on quickly and try again.
How the show goes. We say stupid stuff, then do stupid... What? What did I say? Stupid stuff.
If only the rest of the iCarly was as good as getting over bloopers like Miranda. Picture the most romantic kiss you can think of. Yeah, this blooper might just top them all. Okay, we're kidding, because there's no way you could consider this an actual kiss. While his arm is around her, Sam and Freddie look super cute together, and when Sam goes for a kiss on the cheek, she ends up growling and blowing raspberries instead. It's probably not a very romantic moment, but at least it's funny, and Nathan certainly looks amused during it. Hey, just because it's a fake person doesn't mean we shouldn't feel bad for it. Our heartstrings were pulled in this blooper when the cast's mistake causes the mannequin to fall over and basically break. Poor mannequin. What did it ever do to deserve such a fate? Oh well, at least it was for a good cause. And by that, I mean obviously making us laugh until our sides hurt. The best part is how the cast all freezes right after it falls, as if not sure if they should keep going or call cut. Although acting on such an amazing show seems like the best job in the world, we can't forget how hard these actors work to deliver us hilarious episode after hilarious episode. They're only human after all. They get tired just like the rest of us. The best example of this is the blooper, which sees the camera swing over to Nathan, only to have Nathan being caught mid-yawn. Talk about embarrassing. He quickly tries to shoo the camera away, citing how it's not supposed to come to him yet. Now this blooper may be a little staged, but it's still such a funny moment to watch, mainly because Nathan and Jennette are so funny together. The whole point of this blooper is that Jennette can't say one word right, and the two take it to the extreme by manically laughing until their sides hurt.
Wait, did I just say go food?
Everything about this blooper is great. The laughter, the costumes, and just the general setup of the whole thing. But let's be honest, who hasn't messed up an easy word from time to time? There's such a thing as running a joke into the ground enough until it eventually becomes funny again, and that's the general gist of this blooper. It builds off the joke of the last blooper, with Sam unable to say the word fish properly, but this time there's surprise guest Jerry who interrupts the two of them.
Does this shirt look okay on me? Oh, did I interrupt a scene?
Then they all laugh hysterically, and maybe it's because Jerry automatically makes every scene he's in better, but it turns this already funny blooper into something truly amazing. Hey Sam, we get it. If we dropped a platter of quesadillas, we'd be devastated too. We think there's nothing more rewarding in the world than a nice piping hot quesadilla platter, which is why we were so sad to see Sam drop it. But behind the scenes, the actors playing Sam and Nathan tried their best to keep the scene going, though that proved impossible. Although Sam adapted to grabbing some floor food and running, Nathan just couldn't keep a straight face as he watched Sam drop the precious cargo.
Aren't we pretty? I feel like a princess.
Well, that's a wrap on this video. What blooper made you laugh the hardest? Let us know in the comments below. And while you're there, don't forget to hit that big subscribe button for more awesome content like this. Thanks for watching The Things, everyone. See you next time.